Welcome to Jack and Jill of America's 85th Anniversary Founders Day documentary. My name is Cornisha McGill Brown, and I am the 27th National President of this illustrious organization. I am here at our national headquarters in Washington, D.C. Today, we are going to explore the rising of Jack and Jill through the years. Our journey begins with a walk down memory lane, visiting significant landmarks of our founders' past, which began the hallmark of our organization's purpose-driven work for the children. I have the privilege of being joined by past National Archivist and author Valeda Flewellen, as well as past National Historian Stephanie Gilbert. Together, we go to where it all began, Philadelphia, 1938.
The Jack and Jill story began with an idea, a vision. Louise Dench went to New York, and she saw her friends there having a party for their children, and it was friends from all over. And she thought, this is a great idea. She thought about all of her friends in Philadelphia, and they were in different communities. They were spread out. And she thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if our children could come together like that?
I thought, gee, Philadelphia could stand something like that. But I want our group to be a club permanently, not just all get together like Christmas. And so I thought about it, and I spoke to a friend of mine, and she thought it was a great idea. So I told her I had planned to speak to Marion, Turner, Stubbs, Thomas. And so I did, and we went up on a Sunday afternoon with my two sons, and we talked it over, and Marion agreed. It was a wonderful idea. And now, who shall we have?
And just as she had suspected, Marion was on the phone calling all of the friends, bringing them together.
We were supposed to form a group whereby our children would get together. So Marion got this list made up, and quite a few, and we made these calls. She made these calls and got us all together.
She called me a day or so later and told me that she had arranged a meeting at her house. So I went.
And the rain, the storm, and everything happened that night.
But yet they came together, those that made it. We don't know how many invitations originally went out.
Right.
At least I don't know that,
Right.
I don't have that committed to memory. But we know that the 21 or the 20 showed up.
And everybody was very enthusiastic about it. We needed something for our children because it was still the Depression.
We had a chance to go swim. We couldn't go, like you said, we could not go to the white pool to swim.
So you were aware that there was a world within the world
Yes.
that your parents had created for you.
Yes.
But we knew segregation was out there. There was no two ways. We knew it.
I mean, you went to school every day, so I mean, you knew
You knew it
that
every
you went
day.
to public schools.
Interviewers, one suggested, it was a club for the elite. I said, no, it wasn't for the elite. Or it was an elitist group. No, it was not an elitist group. You could be of the elite and not be an elitist.
We were just friends. We wanted our children to meet each other and know each other. It was more of that than anything else.
These were not wealthy people. These were teachers. These were committed people in their communities, but they weren't necessarily wealthy. Were some of them wealthy? Perhaps,
Yes,
right? Maybe
sure.
more. They were clearly solidly middle class, but they invited people they knew into the club.
In the meeting, Bernice Dutrell named the group the Jack and Jill.
To me, I always think of that Jack and Jill name as a turning point for the whole organization, because as I sat there, I thought of, we could call ourselves the Young Philadelphians. But now, would that name have loaned itself to the young Washingtonians, the young Chicagoans, the young New Yorkers, and all that? It would not have given the club itself a cohesive knitting, one name that fit all of the chapters.
Well, Louise knew that this was a great idea and that she was not the person to carry it through. And so she showed us what it is to be a friend. A friend is someone who knows you, knows your strengths, and knows your talent. And if they have an idea that fits you,
A friend will let you know.
a friend will let you know, and they'll be happy to bring it to you. And that's the story of Marion and Louise.